the top rate at 30%, it'll be at 20%.
Right.
That's the process we're working on.
Last time we talked, we remembered that Obamacare was brought to us via reconciliation. Why is it can't be done as thoroughly via reconciliation as it was brought to us? If all the whistles and bells were there besides just budgetary stuff in the reconciliation then, why are we so limited on what we can do now?
Only a small portion of the Affordable Care Act was brought by reconciliation. And that was the portion that got, for instance, Bart Stupak on board, supposedly giving him some pro-life amendments. Those things were put in. The major bill itself, the bill that Pelosi is famously known to say, we got to pass it in order to find out what's in it, that was a normal bill. They just couldn't get that final portion of it through to get the final votes to finish it off without having those particular things put in reconciliation.
Okay. Well, thanks for the explanation, because now I wonder, because my first thought was, why was Ryan pushing to have that last Thursday, the deadline, and why couldn't they spend another week
Maybe
working on it?
That was the now or never I was thinking of.
Yeah, that kind of explains it. I didn't know that we were under such a deadline with the budgeting process
we probably could have pushed another week. We're ending up doing it. We're ending up pushing at least another 2 weeks because we'll come back this week. Who knows? There's a lot of meetings going on. Small group meetings. I've met with some of my members that they think I can have some sway over, and we're trying to bring people across. So we could vote on it next week, but the issue is it is what it is. Sometimes you have to push forward, and they thought that the 7th year anniversary of the signing of Obamacare would be a great time to repeal it. Well, it didn't work out. So we're in the locker room. We're discussing how to come back out in the field to win this game. And as I told the group this morning, we made this promise. We have to win this game, and so we're going to do what's necessary.
Well, it seems to me that if you've got the 3 phases, and the third phase is so politically unpalatable to the Democrats that, that's going to be the hardest part, then we may have to go through with the Reid rule on the third phase to get that through. Well, why not just put it all together in one package and do the Reid rule now?
A Reid rule, I assume you're referring to a nuclear option?
Yes. Yeah.
That's never been used, even by Harry Reid, for policy, only for confirmations.
How about if they go back to your compatriot, is it Tom McClintock, he said go back before the filibuster. When you used to have to do a filibuster, you literally sat there and you talked until you dropped. There was no...
I agree with you, absolutely. In fact, the filibuster wasn't part of the process at the beginning of the U.S. Senate. And so you can't say that this is the way the Constitution wants it, this is the way the Senate originally established it, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
Only senators, Debbie Stabenow, Gary Peters, are our senators, and they're the ones that are going to have to vote that way. They're the ones that are going to have to go to Chuck Schumer and to Mitch McConnell and say, I'd be willing to do away with filibuster. That's heavy lift. We've been trying to get our Senate colleagues on the Republican side to countenance. Even Senator Cruz has refused at this point to give up the filibuster.
I just can't see it, Tim, because you guys passed so many bills over the last, 4 years now, and they died in the Senate because you can't get 60 votes. Well, you know what? I know they're scared that the Democrats would next time win and use it back against us. But I firmly believe that if Mitch McConnell took the nuclear option or reduced the filibuster rules, whatever he had to do to move things forward, the Democrats are done. They won't come back, because if you push this Trump agenda the way you guys have it laid out right now, the Democrats won't win again. They'll be done. They'll become a marginal party.
Well, you can count on the fact that a good number of us, myself included, have talked to our senators and expressed our viewpoint on the filibuster and the need to do away with it. And their response is, well, there's sometime we may need it if we're in the minority. Well, my response has been just that. Why do we think we're going to be in the minority if we do the right thing? Let's do it. But they're the ones that control their rules, even as the House control our rules. We don't have filibuster. And again, all I can say is I'm frustrated as you are about the filibuster, but right now we're working the strategy for the best way possible with the Senate rules as they are to try to at least be the part of the process that works and then let's see what happens in the Senate.
Right.
I'm glad Harry Truman didn't feel that way about the nuclear option. Well, they might use it against us.
Yeah. Hey, so Tim, here's another one that hit me this week. I saw some reports that wall funding may be held back in order to try and, appease some of the Democrats in the Senate. Did I hear that correctly?
I've never heard that, so
Okay.
I can't comment. Maybe some negotiation is going on behind closed doors that I haven't even seen in the media yet by Trump with some Democrats. But see, again, that's why Paul Ryan and our leadership on the Energy and Commerce Committee, on the Ways and Means Committee, have said we've got to move this forward, and have told our team, listen, when Trump came out public and said that he might have to negotiate with the Democrats, that ought to wake us up. That is not what we want. We didn't want to negotiate with them from a position of strength of saying, hey, this is what's going through. Do you want to climb on board? But we're not going to negotiate just to get us through with your votes. And so I'm hoping that isn't the case. I haven't seen any report on that. Maybe I missed it, but I really can't comment on it.
Hey, Tim, we keep asking you questions about the Senate. Maybe we just need to get you in the Senate so you can answer these questions.
Well, hopefully we'll end up with a decent candidate. It's got to be a winner, though, and it's got to be someone who's willing to debate Debbie Stabenow on the issues, because she's got not a leg to stand on. She really doesn't. So I'm hoping whoever we pick, that would be great. How about my favorite, Tim? I ask you about this all the time, and I don't understand why the Democrats wouldn't want to be on board with this. How about a bill to get our infrastructure and our grid protected from an EMP attack or a solar flare? Is there? I know you guys passed something, I think, in the Congress before. Can we make that a priority, for crying out loud?
Well, it is a priority, and
ever since he lost power,
you just have to check Trent Frank's Facebook or website. Trent has been the big pusher, sitting on Armed Services Committee. And he has been a guy that has brought to our attention for years now the danger of EMT and how close it is to catastrophic impact on the United States with our entire grid, with our communication system, electrical system. It could shut us down. Our military as well, that's so heavily connected to the grid and electronics. So, no, it is extremely important. I think it's brought up in discussions relative to our conference, maybe if not once a month, at least once every other month. And we have legislation that goes that direction. Right now, we've got this 100-day plan we've got to get through, and we'll keep working at it.
All right. Well, Tim, thank you so much for checking in with us, and we will look forward to seeing you again next month.
Thanks so much. Have a great day, and we're keeping at it. We're not giving up.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
All right. So, Congressman, 7th District, Michigan, Tim Walberg, thanks for checking in and explaining some things to us. Until next week, go to thedailydrift.com, and you can email me, Gary, at thedailydrift.com. See you next week.